Here we go. Started on the hike. Huh, Dino? Here we go. Kennedy Lake Trail. It's like 8:30 right now. 8:25. Perfect. Nice and cool. Ready to go. See you up there. That's a fat deer. We are in the Emigrant Wilderness. Kennedy Lake. I've been backpacking for this is my 3rd summer. And I have yet to do the same hike twice. I just feel like there's so much to explore still. I need to at least do multiple hikes first. If I do another hike, like for a second time, it's gonna be the very first hike I went on. Oh, shit. Just because that one was so beautiful. A couple of lakes. It's like where we stayed at was like 2 lakes, like on top of each other. One lower lake, upper lake. Man, we had a little view spot from both of them. It was nice. Definitely something I would go back and do. But till then, I gotta explore. Let me turn the camera this way. Maybe I'll go here a little bit. So far, this is my first time outside of the Trinity Alps. We've been on a few hikes up there, kind of near where I went to school, but I didn't really start exploring until after I graduated and moved back to the Bay Area. This is our first time anywhere outside of Trinity Alps, backpacking wise. I've been camping all over, but Emigrant Wilderness, I like it. It's cool. You know, it's that Eastern Sierra type vibe. I don't know if it's considered Eastern Sierras, but we're in the East. We got Jocelyn, the missus. And Dino. Come here, Dino. Right here. Sit right here. He's my boy. He's been on as many hikes as I have been on his stick. He likes to play fetch a lot. A little too much, if you ask me. But yeah, kind of want to start making videos. It's my first hike I've actually gonna sit down and talk a little bit. The last hike I was on, I did a little bit of videos, but it was just like recording me through the hike. It wasn't nothing special. It wasn't too much talking. It was just me and my friends vibing out. But this is the first time I kind of want to start this style of content. My biggest thing is, I feel like I see a lot of backpacking videos, which I like to watch a lot of those, and I listen to a lot of backpacking podcasts as well. But I never really see them combined. I see either podcasts, whether, like an ordinary podcast, you're in your office, your house, whatever you're doing it at, and then you're just talking in a room, like most podcasts. And then the other backpacking videos is just kind of like outdoor boys, or like, you're following them from the start to the top of the hike and kind of on the way back. Me, I kind of want to start the video while I'm in the middle, right? Like, I'm going through the hike. Like, we made it to the top point of where we're gonna go. We're at the Kennedy Lake. I want to talk and kind of have a podcast vibe, but with the scenery in the back, we got some mountains. That's Big Sam right there. I think it says on the map it's kind of in that direction. We got Kennedy Peak over here. I'm assuming because on the map it says it's only about 4-ish, maybe a little under 4 miles. And that look about, I would say, give or take to the top maybe. But yeah, I just want to start kind of talking about my experiences. Like I said, I'm still kind of new. I'm by far not an expert in this stuff. I'm learning as I go. Every trip I learn something new, experience different places. I've only been, each summer I've been on probably about 3 or 4 hikes. So nothing crazy. I'm not no Bear Grylls or Man versus Wild. So we're learning, but I'm trying to teach people that have never been out. There's a lot of people, I think me included, getting into backpacking took the longest. I've been wanting to backpack since probably middle school, I would say. High school's definitely a lot more And then when I was in college, I for sure wanted to. I went to school in Humboldt. The mountains over there are beautiful. The hikes over there are nice. Trinity Alps is only about 2 hours away. I don't, like, hindsight now, I just don't know why it took me so long. Like, me, I can't think of how long it took me. Like, I don't know why. Because now, knowing what I know, it's really not too complicated. It's not that hard. You do a little bit of research, it'll help. But just having friends around that kind of are experienced, whether or not they don't need to go on the hike with you, kind of knowledge that they have, and stuff that works for them, and just kind of first just get down your basic needs, right? Your bare necessities. You just need a backpack, sleeping bag, tent. Some people don't even take that. I know a lot of people like to hammock camp, and I've thought about that for sure. But if I like to keep my dog close with me, and I don't want him kind of out on the ground and stuff. So I like to kind of keep it in the tent, just because we feel more sheltered, right? But I for sure probably will try hammock camping at one point. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me was understanding. My biggest fear was just like not being prepared, right? I didn't want to get out there and not have the stuff I needed. Not like it was gonna be that hard, because I mean, you're not gonna be hiking 50 miles and realize you don't have any water, right? I think the biggest thing was just having a trail that was beginner friendly. I also wasn't afraid to back down from a challenge. Like, I'm not one to be, run out of gas and be like, oh, my body hurts. Like, I just wanted some kind of little bit of both, right? Challenging, but not too challenging. And the good thing was understanding how to manage your water, right? And I was out here thinking, you just have to carry all your water. I had a friend from school, and he told me, you just need a water filter. And there's like we have this 3-liter gravity filter, and it may be a lot of water, but it works perfectly. You just get the water from the streams and the lakes, and what we've done so far is just kind of been near lakes and rivers and streams. We've never kind of, I know people go out in like the desert or backpacking out over there where you may need to carry all your water with you, at least a good amount of water. I have a little pack with a straw, I can put in my backpack and drink out that way. It's about 3 liters, and that kind of lasts me all day until we get to set up camp and then fill up my water. I owe it all to get out started. No, I owe a lot of credit to one of my schoolmates. He lived across the street, or not across the street, across the hallway from me in freshman year of college. We never were like the type of friends that, would hang out. Like, I wouldn't say we were like really close or anything. We're more like, highs and buys, right? And he lived across the hall from me, and we never really, talked too much about it. But I remember when I graduated college, we all go on our trips after school, after college. But he posted something on Instagram of this hike, and it was these lakes, and I was like, whoa, bro, like, where is this? Like, I would love to see where this at. He's like, oh, we were backpacking out in Trinity Alps, by this lake. And I was like, wow, like, I've always wanted to get into backpacking, but I just never kind of got around to it. It's one of those things like, oh, I'm gonna write a book, I'm gonna learn how to play an instrument, and we just never get around to it. We always make these excuses like, oh, I'll get to it, and you never do. And I feel like for a while backpacking was kind of like that. And he told me, I was like, I kind of want to get into backpacking. What's a good trail for me to do for the first time? And he told me the trail he was on, and it wasn't too bad. And he told me another one, which was a little bit more, not extreme, but it was a little harder of a hike. I had that in my DMs for like a year. Where I was back home, it was during the summer of, I want to say, 2023. I had just got back from like a regular camping trip in Joshua Tree, and I was talking to my friends about it. And backpacking came up into the conversation, and my one friend, he texted me like later that week, and he said, if you ever think about backpacking, like, I would love to go. Like, I've only been one time, and like I think it was a group with, he went with his church or something, and it was the only time he went, but he would really love to go again. And I said, you know what? That's what I needed. I think I needed someone to kind of be like, oh, let's go. And I said, all right. And I didn't have no equipment yet. I said, I'm down to go. And we picked a day, and I think that's really how things came to life, is because we picked a day. I think it was like July 29th, that weekend of 2023. We picked the day. Then we started getting all our stuff together. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to REI. I'm going to get a backpack, this and that. I got a bag for my dog. I even got a backpack for him, and he carries his own food, which helps out a little bit, and he loves it. I think he's pretty built for this type of stuff. But yeah, like, I think I give him a lot of credit too, because if he never said anything, I don't think we would ever really got around to it. And so we bought our stuff, and since there was kind of like that month deadline, like month of crunch time to get all our stuff together, we actually got out there, and that was the first of many trips we went on. I think I went on one more trip with him the year after. But me and my girlfriend and my dog, we've gone on a few trips now. It's part of our life. It's a it's one of our extracurricular activities outside of work, and it's real easy to go. I mean, Yosemite, parks like that. I mean, you need reservations, right? You can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna go this weekend." You have to plan ahead for sure, and I'm not really good at that. I'm not good at, getting those reservations ahead of time. Definitely not my strong suit, which is why I like coming out into the wildernesses like this. Trinity Alps, Emigrant. There's a few areas. If you guys have any more suggestions on where to go, I would love that. And I think this is going to be a great avenue and or outlet to really find more places to go. So if you have any more spots that you think about, comment below, I guess. I think I'm going to start this out on YouTube and kind of see where it goes from there. I have a friend that's going to kind of help me with the editing. But yeah, so we started going on the first hike, and it was nice. We planned like a long weekend. Like we got up there Friday morning, hiked Friday, spent night Friday night, Saturday night, and hiked back Sunday. I took Monday off just so I can I didn't know how sore I was gonna be, and I think it surprised me that I really wasn't that sore. I was sore like right after we got to the car. Took my backpack off. I was kind of like, those muscles feel weird, like you're leaning forward because you're used to having that pack on you. We hopped in the car and we drove to the nearest town, and we got gas. And I think when I got out the car in the gas station, that was really when it was hurting the most. But by the time we got home, I don't really think I was that sore. At that point, it was pretty chill. He wants to play. All he wants to do is play. Fetch. I'm gonna throw one time. Yeah, there ain't no tiring him out. He may lay down for a couple minutes and he's back at it again. Best companion out here. Any other dog, I'm not sure. I've never had a dog. I've always had grown up lap dogs and stuff, and they would never be able to do none of this stuff. Yeah, so it's not hard to get out here. It's scary. I've had friends be like, "Oh my goodness, you do this, you do that out there. Like you're not afraid of bears, not afraid of other animals or getting lost." No, man. Like you come prepared. You have the equipment. You have your water, your food. The food is easy. Maybe the first night you can bring, I haven't, but you can bring, some food that needs to be kind of cooked soon. Like maybe some hot dogs. I don't know. Like I see these videos, like the Outdoor Boys, he makes bread. I've wanted to try that. I was going to try here, but I just was running around too much and got lazy, put it off. First night you can bring food or whatever. But, for the most part, something that's real light and is dehydrated food. Tonight you're going to eat a Mount House food. It's like an MRE. You really cook it like you cook cup of noodles. Like you get some boiling water, you pour it in the bag, and then you stir it up, let it sit for a bit, let it cook, let the water heat it up, and then it's ready to go. So that's real easy. They could be a little expensive. They add up after a while, but I mean, I think for a trip, like you go out to eat, like let's say you go to McDonald's, and I get a Big Mac meal. I'm spending. I like to get a large. I like to eat good. I feel like I never have enough French fries to eat, so I always have to get the large. That's about $12-13, and I mean an MRE. It's a meal. It's a full meal. Like you'll be full afterward. I know some people. I don't have the biggest appetite. But I know some people, they may eat 2 bags, but I wouldn't do that really. Because when you're in the mountains, it's just fuel, It's just to get you through the trip. I've been trying to get more into fishing because there's plenty of lakes. Like I'm looking at this lake and there's fish jumping and there's a bunch of fish in this lake, man. Like I've brought my pole almost on every trip except this one. And this probably would have been the best spot because we are pretty close to the lake. And it's a nice lake. We got pretty close to it, but I didn't bring my pole. But I'm not really that good. I feel like I don't have a good enough setup. I need to do a little more research on that. And my dad's a big fisher, so I just need to get with him more and start fishing. You could fish. I mean, I think that's my biggest goal is to bring MREs in case I don't catch any fish. But if I catch fish, that's kind of my meal for the night, which we'll get there. I think we will. But yeah, so back to kind of planning the trip. You have your food and you have your water, your sleeping bag, tent. For the first tent I had, it was a 4-person tent. Just me and my girlfriend and my dog. But I was thinking with the dog, we might need a little extra space, but it was a 7 pound sleeping bag, and 7 pounds don't seem like a lot, but when you're carrying everything, it adds up. With that tent, I was about 40 pounds I was carrying up. You have a good pack and somewhat, good posture, and you tighten it the right way. Like you want to put a lot of, you want around the belly button real tight, like that waist strap. But we just upgraded. We were at the REI Memorial Day sale. I think it was Memorial Day, or it ended on Memorial Day, and we hopped there. I got it's a 3-person tent, but this tent is actually backpacking, like made for backpacking. The other one, I think it was like a Coleman, like we got off of Amazon or something. It was like $70, $50, but I mean, it did its job. But this tent is for backpacking. It's lightweight. The other tent was about 7, 8 pounds. This one is about 3. Again, 4 or 5 pounds doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're at 40 pounds, I cut that down, and then I got also a smaller single burner stove. That's another thing you're gonna need, because I have this tea kettle. That's where I boil the water, but the single burner stove is what you're gonna use to boil that water. And before I had the green propane, just the regular ones you get at Walmart, and then the single stove, single burner, it was like this big, and it added up way more than this one. And because this one it fits into this box. Like you can see it right here. I could take it off. I'm not gonna take it off because it's gonna let out a lot of gas, but like that right there. And this is half the size of the propane tank. And I mean, you bring like 2 or 3 of these, and then this right here fits into this. This fits into one of my small pockets. The other one literally took up, like, I could barely, I was barely fitting into the top of the actual like big pocket where I put all the big stuff in. And this one can fit in one of my small pockets, which again, this and the tent, you think the tent cut down 4 or 5 pounds. This probably cut down 2 pounds, maybe 3 pounds. You go from 40 to almost 30 pounds. That's 10-pound difference. And I feel like I was able to kind of run up the mountain a little bit better. There was points where I was tired. It was pretty warm, steep incline. We were making our way up here for sure. That's really all you need to get it going. And I'm going to be making more videos. We're going to have videos at the end too of kind of our journey. Like, it's not just going to be me talking, but I want most of this to kind of be in a podcast setting, right? In a talk. Like I'm gonna talk to you guys and really get something going, and hopefully I get a little bit better at talking too. I can keep talking for days, but kind of having more structure to it is all it takes, right? Like a couple of friends. You don't need an experienced guide or you don't need an experienced friend to come onto the trip with you. You just gotta have a love for the outdoors. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And I did know a couple of friends that have been backpacking, but they didn't go on with me. They didn't hold my hand up the trail, right? They just kind of gave me their advice, and that's what I'm trying to do with you guys, right? I feel like a lot of people are afraid to come out here. Like my girlfriend, she's from LA, like LA city area. I'm from the Bay Area, and it's city life over there too. I feel like I was just blessed to go on a few trips when I was younger that kind of exposed me to wilderness and outdoors. And she didn't really get a lot of that. And that's like a lot of people, I think. And those fears are what keep you from coming out here. I want to get more people that have never been camping, like never been backpacking. I wouldn't say they're afraid of the wilderness or afraid of outdoors. They just, they may be afraid, but it's because they don't know about it. This is why I'm doing this. I'm not here to act like I'm an expert and everything, but I'm here to give you my 2 cents and my knowledge and show y'all that it can be done. Like if I can do it, a lot of people can do it. My girlfriend, she does it. From the first time I met her, I would have never guessed she would have been doing stuff. If you asked her, she probably think the same. When I told her I want to come and do this stuff, when I first met her, man, her LA hood came out. She was like, man, that's white people shit, And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, you go far back enough, our ancestors lived off this land before farms, before everything, and they would hike and they would explore. And man, this earth is for all of us. And I really I want to help people get out here. In the next videos, I'll have guests with me, some that have done this before and some have never done it. And I'm going to kind of pick their brain and ask them questions on their experiences and stuff like that. So, these videos aren't just going to be me. These are going to be a series of videos. Like I said, like a podcast. I wanted to get a guest out here, but I think for the first video, I think it's going to be good just to kind of do it on my own, do my introduction, show you a little bit about myself and how I got into here. But, the next couple of times, it's not just going to be me. I have a couple of mics we're going to get out and different hikes, different areas. And this is what I like, man. Like, I want to do a podcast where it's not no office. I'm not sitting in no office chair. I'm sitting on a rock right now. And you guys to really see, and I'm really out here. We got a few trips planned this summer. I'm going on a trip with my brother in August in Yosemite. So that one is gonna be a fun one. The only reason I haven't gone to Yosemite yet or national parks like that is just because they don't allow dogs off like paved trails. Like they don't allow dogs backpacking, and I understand why, with good reason. It makes sense. My dog's 6 years old, and the way I see it is I'm gonna be here with him his whole life. He's not gonna be here with mine. He's my first adventurous dog, and I want him to go as many as me. And he's been on as all the hikes I've been on, he's been there right with me. He's like an alarm system, you know? There ain't nothing sneaking up on us. He kind of keeps the animals away. And also the people, you know, like I feel like I'm more afraid of people out here than human or than animals. Cause they're more unpredictable. You don't know. Animals, they're somewhat predictable, and as long as you respect them, they'll respect you. And maybe that's just the city kid in me. You leave stuff in your car, you get it broken into, you know, and that's kind of the mindset I have like around people in general. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. Plenty of more videos to come. This will probably go on YouTube. I don't think I'll kind of do the other podcast. Maybe I'll get in a podcast. I'll kind of play with that a little bit, but for YouTube's gonna see it first for sure. I don't know exactly the time frame, but once I get this uploaded, then that's just a buck, or that's a big deer. That's a fat deer. Oh my goodness, it's getting dark. But all right then, guys. I think I talked enough. We'll see how long the minutes have gone. It's getting a little dark. Probably can't really see me too well. But yeah, we're gonna kind of start getting dinner going and get ready for tomorrow. Just keep up and tune in, and we're gonna get it going for sure.